Hi, good morning everybody. Just hang on, I'll just clean the screen. It's a bit dirty there. Good morning everybody from out in Spain here. It's going to be another great day. There's a villa in the back, the swimming pool in the background. I just want to share you some exciting information of why I got involved in this business, but just some facts to back it up, because it wasn't just a spur of the moment thing to join something. It had to be absolutely rock solid. So just going to flick the screen round and let you have a look at that. Before I pop out in the sunshine for the day. So here we go. I've just done this little chart to actually show you, and I'll just zoom in on it so you can actually see it in a second. So if you're on here, just say hi. What's the weather like back home? It's going to be 24 degrees here out in Spain, so we can run this business from anywhere in the world. Just change that. So let's just see if I could zoom in on this. Should be able to zoom in. Come on, computer. It's not going to zoom in, is it? So, yes, there we go. There we go, zooming in. So you can actually see it a lot better there now. Right, so, what I'd just like to talk about why I actually got involved in Oriflame. Obviously, we lost the company. Had been there for a long, long time. Shouldn't have went. I'm not going into the reasons for that, but everything happens for a reason. So there's got to be a positive out of every negative, so you just had to find it. So, long story, about a year before that, I'd actually contacted by accident somebody who used to work for Clean Easy about 18 years ago, and he said he was doing Oriflame, and I didn't go into any more detail about that, but I knew Oriflame from '94, which is a long time ago. I'd never ever come across it, didn't think it even was in the UK. I thought it was quite an interesting product. And the girl who tried to get us to join in '94 had a house full of products, so I knew the products actually sold. But the timing wasn't right then, and I was so into Clean Easy that nothing was going to stop us. I was just so focused, and they didn't really put across in a really positive way what the opportunity was, so I stuck with Clean Easy. But when Clean Easy went, then I had to look for something else. So the first thing I did was to phone my sponsor and ask them a little bit more. Now, what the first thing that I liked was my sponsor's partner, Michelle, had actually retailed £65,000 last year. So that was straight away, I knew, and I already had that in the back of my head, it was going to work, because I'd seen all these products lying on the floor of this girl's house. So I knew people bought the products. So that was the first thing. It wasn't an issue. I knew it was going to work. There was a catalogue, so that was going to work. I had an online shop. Didn't know too much about the online shop, but it's good because obviously online shopping is a future. So that was the first thing. And the second thing, I knew it was an absolute rock solid company. The company is actually over 50 years old. So that's good, rock solid. And by rock solid, I mean they turn over something like 1.5 billion. Then lots of countries around the world, and they make 100 million profit every year, and they have done for the last 10 years. So when a company's making a lot of profit like that, you know, it's a lot of sort of muscle to actually sort of to look after everybody and support the whole system. So that bit was fantastic as well. So back to the products. They've got 1,500 products. And they change it to a catalogue every 3 weeks. Well, I like that 3-week cycle because you get paid 17 times a year. So that's what I liked. You know, that was very important. I like the idea of that. But why does that work? Because in each of the catalogue, whether it's online or offline, what the offer is, there's offers in them catalogues up to 55% off. Now, the public and the customers and everybody, if they just buy the products that's 55% off, everybody's happy, everybody's getting a bargain, and that's been proved since we actually joined, and I'll show you that in a second, some of the results that's actually coming in. So that bit's very, very powerful as well. If you're getting 55% off, then you can get lots of orders off, even if just people do that. But if you don't know this is what the actual supermarkets do as well. If you go to a supermarket, you know the milk's cheap there because the supermarkets know once they get you in that supermarket, you're going to leave with something else. Just watch the supermarkets and how many people actually walk out with just a pint of milk or a 4 pint of milk. It doesn't happen. They end up spending 20 or 30 pound. So clever marketing. So if you're offering 55% off in each catalogue, then people are going to spend, and then they're going to buy other stuff as well. So everybody wins. We're happy, the public's happy, and they're going to buy something maybe they didn't think they want, like when you do it at the supermarket. So it's win-win for absolutely everybody. Probably the most important thing is it's 95% repeat business. Now, that's great. Once the public get to like these products, and you can point out to them that the products are discounted in the such and such catalogue so they can bulk buy. And we've already spotted people, once they get to know this, they're bulk buying the ones that's discounted so that lasts till the next time it comes on offer. So that's a big thing as well. Now, it's a different customer base than what we had before. So some of the people who bought the other products will not buy these products. But then again, people who had never bought the other company's products will buy these products because it's a different marketplace when they're mainly in the skincare health range products, which is huge. Skincare market is just expanding massively, and that brings us to the next point. Roughly every year they invest in £11 million in developing and making the products better. Now that makes it fantastic. If your products, you know they're just going to get better and better, and new products are being added to the range all the time, it's amazing. So it's just hunting out new customers, and you'll see some of the results we're getting off the customers in a minute. So that was another thing which was very, very important. Now, next thing was, it's massive in Europe. It's absolutely massive in Europe. In Russia, the top agents are earning £100,000 every 3 weeks. That's 1.7 million a year. Now, drop that down a little bit to say you're only earning £10,000 every 3 weeks if you give it sort of 5 years to build up a good team in the UK and Ireland. That works out because you're getting paid 17 times a year, £170,000. Now, that's more than the Prime Minister gets. And all the hassle she's got with the Brit exec and everything, and all the pressures that she's under and everything like that. You could be sitting on a beach in Spain or in America or Florida or skiing or wherever you want to be and still run the business like we are at the minute out in the south of Spain. Still sponsoring, working with the team, doing Facebook Lives and everything else. So that's amazing. So it's massive in Europe, but it's not in UK and Ireland. And I'll come back to that in a second. That's where the massive potential is for anybody getting involved with this absolute rock solid company. So the next thing is, do they do conferences? Yes. Well, they've got 3 conferences running this year. The first one's to Greece over the sort of next few catalogues. And then once you get into sort of May time, there's another one which runs to Ibiza. And then the big one running at the minute is Los Angeles. So these are big conferences. The Los Angeles one is actually linked to San Francisco as well, but was too long to fit into the sentence. So that's amazing. The pay plan is absolutely mega. You've also got a car program in there, and at a very low level, just £130 worth of orders, you kick in to getting 30% commission. And then just over £550, you get into 35% commission, which is that credited to the account when you do that as well. So there's fantastic profit there for sort of people who just want to retail the products a little bit to make a little bit of money. And for the ones that want to build a big team, then the absolutely huge checks of the residual income are there. So that side of it's absolutely rock solid as well. Now the next thing is there's no out of stocks and pack errors. Now that's a thing I just thought was part of being in the business in the UK, because the other companies in the UK, I always heard them talking about, oh, this is out of stock, that's out of stock, this is the pick and pack error, this is all that. I don't know what's happening with British warehouses that can't get this organised, but our warehouse is out in Poland, and everything comes perfect. You know, there's not a pick, pack and error. And out of the 1,500 products, we might get 3 products that go out of stock sometimes, and guess what? They just make some more and it comes next week. So the furthest you're going to wait to get a product, and that's less than a percent ever out of stock, which is amazing. And there's just 2 more to go, but the one below here is management. And listen, this drove me absolutely mad. You know, management thinking they know absolutely everything, right? And they weren't listening to the most obvious things. You know, I think some people's brains are on a different level. But the management here, listen, but there's not much to complain about, to be quite honest, because it runs like a Swiss watch, really. I think that's how they've put in the warehouse system. It runs like a Swiss watch. If you've ever been out to Switzerland or Germany, the trains turn up exactly on that second. You know, there's no train delays like there is in the UK sort of time where they're always moaning about the trains not turning up on night time. It doesn't happen in Europe. They've got it all sussed. What's so difficult about doing that? Anyway, so that's all in place. So there's no pick-pack behavior. The management listen, and finally, the massive opportunity in the UK and Ireland. Now, obviously, we came from a catalogue background. We're dropping off catalogues where 2 in 10 houses buy out of catalogues, 8 out of 10 don't. Haven't got a clue. Have never worked out the reason why for that is. But now we can actually lead with the online shop to tap into the other 8 out of 10 that don't buy online. Now, have a think about this though. Just think about this for a second. At the minute, I think less than 5% of the households in the UK and Ireland have ever seen an Oriflame catalogue. And if they have, they won't know that each catalogue has up to 55% offers off in each catalogue, because that gets the people to spend. So once you've actually got to know your customers and explain this, you'll get some fantastic orders. So what I'm just going to show you before I actually finish on this is some of the orders that's actually come in the last couple of days. And this is January. The Claire's just put a good one there for. I will just go back. So we'll see Claire's last, because Claire's just put a one in there for £49. Now, in most companies, you do fantastically well between Christmas, sort of September to Christmas, where the retail trade, it's their boom time. The retail trade leads for the boom time. This is all orders going in. I'm not going to go through them all. I'm just going to do the current ones that came in the last few days. And there's a one here. So there's a one. There's a one there, £103. That lady got £103. There's a one there for £65. There's one for £38, £32. And there's a one there over 100. I think it's £137. One for £76. And Claire has just put in that a couple of seconds ago, one for £49. So that proves that it actually does work. Now, we've only been in a short period of time. I haven't been at it a full year, but the top ones in the team, Andrew and Faye, did over £10,000 worth of retail just with 105 customers. That's on the catalogue side. So it's about building customer base online and offline and network marketing, building a team, a residual income, and having an amazing support system in place, because that's the key to it, is have a fantastic support system in place. And if you've got a fantastic support system in place, then everything's right. And that's what we'll do. Our support system's good at the minute, but it'll become excellent as we add little bits to it, which is going to make it even better. So, if you're thinking on a Monday morning here in the UK and I'm just going to work, and you hate going to work and you wish there was a way out, we've got it, but we'll not let you down. The company's rock solid. It's got so much money behind it. The service centre is amazing. They're so helpful. You just phone them up and they are so helpful. It's just a pleasure to deal with the service centre if you've ever got to phone the service centre. But everything runs like a swish wash. So basically, if you're interested in finding out more, just send me a message on here. And we'll get back to you. If you're connected with one of our team in the Gavin Scott Terrier group, then make sure you're connected with them. It's important you get back to the person that sends you the information, because that's just the right thing to do. If you don't, it's not the right thing to do. So some people are not like that. When I've contacted Clive, the sponsor, there was no way I was going anywhere else but joining with him. It's just the right thing to do. And what goes around comes around in this business is amazing. So exciting times ahead. I'll be doing some more Facebook Lives in the future. What's going on? Anybody got any questions, just come back. But just on that list, what's the most important reason you think for joining a business? Is it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H? Oh, I've missed the G out. H-I-J-K-L. Me being dyslexic, it doesn't make any difference. You can still be successful if you kind of get your words around the right way. Anyway, have a fantastic Monday, and I'll speak to you all soon.